I will be 37 in a couple of days. And y'all, for the first time ever in my 36, almost 37 years of living, this is the first time I've taken my health and wellness journey very seriously. And with 2026 coming around the corner, sis, I want you to take your health and wellness very seriously as well. So let's talk about it in today's video. Well, hello there, beautiful people. Hope you guys have been doing well. Long time no see, but we are back, biggity back. I'm just kidding. So if you're new here, hey girl, hey, my name is Chrissy and I'm so happy that you're here. I hope and pray that you stick around. And if you're planning to stick around, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell twice. So that way you're notified every time I post a video. And of course, if you've been with me all of these years, I love you, girl. Yes, as you guys can see from the title, we are going to talk about health and wellness because right now all the girlies are locking in. Everybody's doing their winter arc. Everybody's getting ready for the new year, especially after the year that we all have had this year. I think it's about that time that we talk about our health and wellness. We don't want to take unnecessary stress in the new year. We don't want to take unhealthy eating habits into the new year. I will be 37 years old in a couple of days. And I don't know what it is. Either I'm going through a life crisis for the 10th time in my lifetime, or I'm having like this spiritual awakening. I don't know what it is, y'all, but something inside of me is like awakening. It's not in a bad way, but it's just something inside of me telling me that I need to do better for myself. Because as an overcoming people pleaser, I always put everybody's needs first. As a wife and mom, my family mean the absolute world to me. And so I put their needs above mine most of the time. I'm not gonna lie and say sometimes all the time, because I love my husband. I love my kids so much. And so I just want to make sure that they're good. But sometimes I pour too much into other people that I forget to pour into myself sometimes. So I want to talk about what I have been learning, what I have been doing, and I want to share a few things that I hope and pray will work for you. Whether you're writing down your goals right now, or you're getting your plan in order for 2026, or whether you are having an awakening as well and you want to change, you want to do better, you want to feel better, and you want to look better, this video is for you. So tap in, sis. I don't know, I guess because I'm approaching 40 now, not only do I not feel like I'm approaching 40, but I also don't look like it. I get a lot of compliments and a lot of comments about how young I look. When it comes to being a mom, a lot of people cannot believe that I have 3 kids. Okay, like I told y'all before, you see me with my kids, of course, crazy people that see me with my kids, they think that I'm their babysitter or I'm their nanny. I told y'all they be saying some crazy stuff. And so, either they assume because, they're a little lighter than me that they're not mine, or they think like I'm too young to have 3 kids. I just look young to have 3 kids or whatever. Or like when I'm with my husband, they assume I'm his sugar baby because, he is older and I look so young and everything. And even with kids, like kids think that my kids are not mine because I just look young. I got told recently that I look like I'm like 18 years old. And I'm like, I know I'm going off a tangent, but it catches me off guard. But you know what? Instead of looking at those comments as a negative thing, I'm embracing it because it is a blessing to age gracefully. And the fact that no matter, I've shared some things that I've encountered in my life. What should have taken me out didn't. And the fact that I don't look like what I went through, y'all know the church, how we be saying, I don't look like what I went through, is by God's grace, His glory, and also me doing the work inside and out, to prove that I don't look like what I went through. And every day that I'm blessed with another day of life, I'm going to use those days, utilize my days to the best of my ability to be my best self, to continue to take better care of myself, to continue to pour into myself, because I only have one temple, okay? And we only have one life. What you will do with that life in your temple is all up to what you do in the physical realm, okay? So the first thing that I do and that I did, and I hope that you do too, is having a relationship with God. I don't know how people can operate, especially with so much going on. I don't know how anybody can operate without God's wisdom, without his strength, without his grace, without his forgiveness. I don't know how I could operate in my own strength without the grace and strength of God. Okay. So every morning I read my devotion, I read my Bible, I journal. I have to start my day with the daily bread, and that is my word. Okay. It's what allows me to hear God. It is what I need to do what I do, while solo parenting and taking care of my kids, because people don't realize motherhood is spiritual. It's what I need to forgive, to learn just how to learn and operate spiritually in a physical realm where where there's so much negativity, so much evil, so many things in this sinful world. But when you pour the word into yourself, he gives you wisdom. That's why he said, for those who lack wisdom, seek him and he will give you that. So sometimes I don't know it all. Sometimes I don't have it all. And so one thing I've just learned to do is just to cry out to him, because he can do what man can't. If I don't get the answer from my husband, I know who can give me the answer. And he's going to give me the discernment, and he's going to give me the resources. And so it's like, that's one thing as I'm growing, I'm learning how important it is to have a relationship with God. Not because the church told you to, not because your parents, because in the end of the day, people can tell you what to do. The church can teach you what to do. Your parents can teach you what to do. But in the end of the day, you have to have a relationship with God. You just need God first. You need God always, but you need to seek him first to make sure that you are getting exactly what he wants you to do, what he wants you to eat, what he wants you to go on, a certain path. You have to have that one-on-one relationship. And I'm telling you, it has been a game changer. Obviously, it's helped me to be a better woman and to be a better wife and to be a better mother, but also how to handle things out of my control, how to not cuss people out. Because I don't even cuss. I don't like cussing and everything. But when people try me and test me, I know how to respond with love, unless you want to take it there. Then, God's still working on me with that. But also, it's just so important as I'm
Another health and wellness tip that I hope and pray that you would consider, especially more men and older people, the boomer generation, is therapy. I have been in therapy consistently for 6 years, y'all. Seriously, 6 years, same therapist. And when I tell y'all, it has been one of the most life-changing things that I've ever done for myself, but also one of the hardest things that I've ever done for myself. Imagine having to unpack and relive trauma that you have suppressed for over the years, unlearn and relearn generational things, alter your brain chemistry. Oh my gosh, this is some hard, intense work that I have been putting in over the years, because I was tired of carrying the trauma, tired of suppressing my feelings, tired of just bottling things in, especially being someone who grew up in the church and you're being told to pray everything away and pray to Jesus about everything, being told to do that, but not being told how to do that. After being in therapy for so long, y'all, I truly believe that God intentionally created therapists for a specific assignment to help us when it comes to our mindset. It's the work that you have to do internally is not for the weak. I really believe if you can't afford therapy or if your insurance covers it, please consider it, y'all. Please don't carry the weight of the world, the trauma from your childhood or your adulthood, whatever bondage and trauma and pain, PTSD, whatever you are holding in within, let it out. Go seek help. Go seek therapy. Don't pick up a microphone or become a podcast bro. Think that's therapeutic. No, I crucify you for getting therapy, but in the end of the day, you're doing this for you.
The next thing is eating and drinking healthier options. So yes, y'all, we have to be more intentional about what we are putting in our bodies, not only on the outside, but pouring in. Our bodies are temples, y'all. As you guys know, I'm pursuing midwifery. And so I am going to nursing school to be a certified nurse midwife. Obviously, I have to be a nurse first. And with nursing school, you have to learn the body. Obviously, I'm taking anatomy and physiology. I have to take chemistry and all these, of course I got to take the science classes. So as I am taking these things, obviously I'm learning about the body. I'm learning how it functions. I'm learning all the functions. I'm learning how this thing works and all the signals. Obviously, we live in our bodies every single day, but most of us don't know how our bodies function. We just wake up, we shower, we put lotion on, perfume, Most people do not know how our bodies work. And when it comes to not knowing that, we don't know how to pour good things into our body. Not saying anything's wrong with having like McDonald's here and there or Popeyes. When you're constantly pouring bad stuff into your body, you don't think that's why you feel sluggish, why you are experiencing acne breakouts. What we put on the inside of our bodies, it definitely shows on the out. Obviously, what you put in your body says a lot about what we see on the outside. Ever since moving to Austin, like I tell people, Austin is health and wellness capital. If I did not move to Austin, I would not have known about all the health and wellness things that you can do. So here we have a lot of trails, we have Lady Bird, we have hiking, we have all the outdoor things, which is so amazing to have access to here. Okay, so physically, obviously, we have those things that we can do. So I love hiking. I never thought in a million years I would like hiking, but I do. I love running and walking on the trail when I do. One thing that has been helping me this year is Pilates. Like, I love Pilates, okay? I want to have my own reformer in our garage. My husband's watching this, Christmas is around the corner, babe. Or Brian, Christmas is around the corner. But I love Pilates. I love going to solid core because I've recognized, obviously I have 3 kids. With my boys, I suffer from diastasis recti, which is the splitting of the abs. So as bad as I want to go to Dr. Miami and have him sew my abs back up and give me a little tuck here and there, my pocket says otherwise. But I'm doing what I know is helping. And it's definitely Pilates. It's definitely solid core. It's targeting what I want to work on. And girl, it has been a game changer. Being more active, definitely exercising. Also the food. Like I told you guys, as you guys know, I have been on this dye-free journey, cutting back on artificial dyes, artificial flavors, just fake stuff that's in our food. We need to be reading our labels, y'all. I promise I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to push any agenda on y'all, but we have to do better with what we're putting in our bodies. The rate of cancer in young people nowadays, we're not talking about young people with family history of cancer there are people that are getting cancer out of nowhere for whatever reason. Uterine cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer. I mean, to see some of my peers either have transitioned onto glory or are suffering right now, and they never had a history of cancer in their family, it is scary. They've experienced symptoms, but never went to the doctor or anything until, the symptoms started worsening. I'm not saying that the food is a contributing factor all the time. Basically, we just don't eat enough healthy things to keep us healthy, to avoid problems that may be dormant inside from progressing or getting better. Now they're over here sharing studies about how processed food that's already made, that's already been processed, and sometimes those things don't break down in our bodies enough for it to get out of our systems. If you do your research and do some studying, you'll understand how our body works. Sometimes eating too much processed food, too much fried food, too much just bad stuff, we cause more harm into our temples than we realize and that we should. And so now, I love having access to Whole Foods. Personally, I know with grocery being high and expensive, I love shopping at Whole Foods. I love shopping at Sprouts. I love shopping at Trader Joe's. I know we have an Aldi here. I know in Texas, we are big on our H-E-B. No H-E-B slander would be tolerated on this channel or ever, okay? So us Texans have H-E-Bs, okay? but Central Market is their healthy organic brand. You go to HEB, you'll see some products that are HEB and that are Central Market. So Central Market is like their organic brand, their healthy brand. But here in Austin, we have 2 stores of Central Market. So it's just nothing but organic stuff, healthy stuff. Personally, I love shopping at Central Market over HEB. I mean, obviously Central Market doesn't have everything like HEB. And so with these stores like Whole Foods and Sprouts and Central Market, they source out their foods. So they're not going to have food like, Whole Foods, they have like all these labels and ingredients on their bag. So basically these stores source out their foods. So if it has this ingredient, if it has that ingredient, if it's fake, if it's artificial, blase, they're not going to sell it. Obviously, there's some that might get slipped into the crack, but for the most part, they source out their foods and they're not going to sell something that is not healthy, organic, USDA certified, and all of that. So that's why I love shopping at those stores, because I know, especially when I read the labels, it's going to say, okay, no artificial dyes and no gluten-free and no GMOs and all those things. Just consuming so much can do more harm for our bodies than we realize. So I share this to say, you got to start reading the labels, start looking at the fruit, the produce, because the produce haven't been producing lately. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's like you look and there's 1 moldy strawberry or 2 moldy blueberries. You got to start checking your food, start checking the ingredients, start checking the expiration date. If it's something, I don't care, I'm at the store, in my pantry, at people's house, I always look at the expiration date, because although yes, they have an expiration date because of the shelf life and obviously to cover their butts, you don't want to consume something that has been long expired. I know, but for my peace of mind, if it has expired within a month, sorry, I may be a little bougie, but I'm not eating something that's expired. Period. So yes, so just being more aware of what we're putting in our body. So if you guys would like to see a video of healthy things that I love, that I actually shared a video of some of the things that I have been swapping out and what we're consuming now, let me know in the comments. And another thing, y'all, we have to be very intentional about our stress. Okay, there's a lot going on. And stress is a silent killer. I don't think people know how much stress is killing us every single day. Whether it's because we're stressed over money, whether we're stressed over our kids, finding a job, loss of jobs, anything that is causing us unnecessary stress is doing more harm to us than we realize. I'll tell y'all this, one thing that I don't do anymore, that sometimes it could piss people off a little bit, but it's something that has helped me. I don't go back and forth with people. If we cannot be mature enough to have a grown conversation together without yelling, without cussing, without you potentially wanting to fight me, especially if it's going to get physical, I don't go back and forth with you. You can have it. Because one thing I've learned is that when we are outraged or when we're mad about something, our blood pressure rises. Okay? There's a lot of people out here with high blood pressure. There are people on blood pressure medication. Like statistics show, a lot of African Americans, specifically women, suffer from high blood pressure. It is a silent killer, y'all. And when we're mad about something or we're overwhelmed about something and our blood pressure starts to elevate, it can cause headaches. It can cause fatigue. It's literally killing us slowly inside. So like I said, we're going back and forth with people because everybody's not going to agree with you. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to support you, even your own family. And that's okay. But if you cannot have a civil conversation with me and I got to raise my voice and you cussing at me, I'll cut it off quick, fast, and hurry. I will walk away. Even being married for 12 years now, like my husband and I, we don't argue. Okay, we may have disagreements, we may have conversations. I don't like doing that yelling and cussing and all that. I would never disrespect my husband in a way where I'm like cussing him out. I would never do that to me. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like going back and forth because, like I said, if we can't talk things out in a mature way, and we can agree to disagree, but if we can't talk about it in a mature way, I will cut the conversation off quick. I'm about to sit here and have migraines and stress myself out just because we can't agree on something. People out here that love going back and forth with people, they will go back and forth with you until they prove their point, and their point is still not proven. Okay, and you getting mad because this person won't stop, just going ham. You have to realize the battle is not yours, it is the Lord. Like Yolanda Adams said, okay, you got to pick and choose your battles. Then at the end of the day, you have to question yourself. Is arguing with somebody worth your health? Is it worth your stress? Yes, say what you got to say. But at some point, you have to realize, okay, I'm going to pick and choose my battle with this one, because I can already feel my blood pressure rising, my head's hurting. Like even with my kids, it's to the point now where obviously they have to listen and do what is right and do what I say. But at the same time, when it comes to food, because I have picky eaters, I'm gonna get mad and be stressing myself out because they don't want to eat spaghetti one night. Okay, I'll ask them, what's another option you want to eat? You have to pick and choose your battles. But one battle that you don't need to fight is stressing yourself over people who really don't care about you, who really just want to get a reaction out of you because that is their purpose. That's their sole purpose. Remember, the devil uses people, even your own family, to bring out the worst in you so that way you can be just as bad as that person. We have to do better with our stress. I've shared this publicly, but I remember one time I suffered a mini stroke. That's been following me for a while. When I lived in Maryland, I used to suffer from migraines, okay? Like headaches, migraines. I never experienced headaches and migraines consistently ever in my life like I did when I was in Maryland. And so I never knew what the root of it was. But I remember one time at night, I woke up and I could not move. Like my left side, the symptoms of a stroke is basically like one side of your body goes weak. I woke up in the middle of the night, y'all, and I could not move my face, my arm. I was like basically stuck on my left side. I couldn't speak to wake up my husband. And so once I kind of felt movement again, I went back to sleep because I was just that tired. While I was having my miscarriage in 2021, I was having stroke-like symptoms. Like I said, my left side went numb. My husband rushed me to the hospital. And so, they ran all the tests, CT scan, MRIs and everything. I thought I was having a mini stroke again because I remember when I had that. I was having anxiety attacks. I was having panic attacks, and I was consuming a lot of medication. So I was taking ibuprofen and naproxen, taking Tylenol. I knew I was going to jack up my liver because too much Tylenol too much acetaminophen can do damage to your livers. Then I was taking too much ibuprofen and naproxen, which is not good for your heart, which can lead to strokes. And so I know I'm rambling, but I'm telling you all this to say, stress is a silent killer. My experiences with that mini stroke, with my anxiety attack, with my panic attacks and all these things, and having constant migraines, it all stemmed from stress. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I still am, but my biggest trigger in stress was definitely money, because my husband, obviously he worked, but I wasn't making enough to help contribute to our family. My student loan debt obviously was piling up. I was stressed that I wasn't doing enough to contribute to my household as a wife and mom, because I did not work. I couldn't find a job. I couldn't even get a cash register job. Dang, I got a master's degree. They want to hire me. Money definitely was the biggest trigger and stress in my life. Living in Texas, I don't have a village. I don't really have community like I want. Sometimes I feel like just because I don't have a support system, I don't have a moment to like debrief and to kind of like breathe, because I'm always with my kids. I'm always doing something with my kids, and I never really have time to pour into myself like I want. Say all this to say, stress is killing you. It's killing all of us. And we got to pick and choose what we're going to stress over. Learning not to stress over money, because God said you can't serve God and can't serve money. You got to pick and choose. My mindset is now like, God, you're a provider, Jehovah Jireh. You will come through. I'm a cheerful giver. I'm a tither. I try to save, even when I don't make enough money, he still provides. Even in those dry seasons, he still provides. He makes sure all our bills are taken care of. All our needs are met. So it's like, I try not to stress over money. I'm trying to sleep better, cut my phone off at 10 o'clock, no more, stop doom scrolling, exercise more. I drink my water. I love drinking alkaline water. I know people are like, oh, what's the difference? You can tell a difference, baby. But I love drinking alkaline water. I drink plenty of water, and I just love taking better care of myself because I never knew what I needed to do in order to take care of myself. Basically, I was losing myself. I was falling apart. I was not taking care of myself. And I looked myself in the mirror. I said, girl, you need to get yourself together. Stop eating McDonald's and Chick-fil-A just because that's what your kids want right now. You need to make sure you're drinking your water, taking your sea moss, taking your vitamins every day, doing the inner work so it shows on the outside. I can humbly say, as I'm getting older and wiser and doing the inner work to take better care of myself, it's definitely shown on the outside. And I love that. So going back to the food, sugar is also a killer too, but that's another conversation for another day. So cut back on that sugar, sis. Also cutting back on alcohol. Will make it 2 years since I've had wine or had any alcohol. So I've really cut back on so many things that I knew were toxic for me. And I just stopped consuming it. And it's funny now because I'm learning my body, and I can tell when I ate something or drank something that was not good for me because it always shows up on my face. It's gonna pop up as a pimple or blackhead or something. You can tell when I did not eat something that was healthy because my face gonna tell it all. My skin is gonna tell it all. So understand your body, learn what works for you, but also take better care of you because you only have one temple. You only have one life. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that this will help you on your journey to wellness. If you're going on a journey of wellness, let me know down below in the comment. I hope these will help you to start, but also to continue, because it's not an overnight process. It's not an overnight thing. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take some wisdom. It's going to take some discernment, because you don't need that milkshake 4 days in a row. You don't need that Uber Eats. They have factor meals you can eat. If you have a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's near you, you can go get you some chicken, broccoli, rice. Be creative. Y'all want a video on meals that we make and everything? Let me know down below, because you have to be creative. Because I don't know about y'all, I love how I feel after I eat healthy. When I eat my asparagus, never thought in a million years I would like Brussels sprouts and asparagus. Those are my girls. You hear me? I love Brussels sprouts. I love asparagus now. I never thought in a million years I would love those two. They may not taste the best, but you got to get creative. You got to do some things to put the good stuff in your body. Okay, you got to get creative. And so that's what's been working for us, and I love it here. And I hope and pray that it inspires you to want to do the same, especially as you're getting older. Feel free to share any tips down below for the girlies watching this. And sis, your best self is coming. Don't wait until 2026 to do it. Start now. You know what you need to do. You know what God is telling you to do. You know what he's telling you to eliminate. You know who he's telling you not to cuss out and not to be bothered with. Start now, while you have today, and watch your life change for the better. And also, you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and you're going to live better, all because you took a chance on you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Peace.